decent. Yo, this is the second match that I had against my boy MoxieBoost. The first time he ran through my team with the Mega Lucario with the +2. I was like, nah, man. My gamer spirit has been activated, man. Switch on. Come out of hibernation. Out of your eternal slumber, baby. And I was like, I was not having you get away with having me 6-0 and getting away with running along saying that, yo, you 6-0'd me, and that was it. So nah, we fighting again. And this is exactly what's happening right now. So anyway, he's gonna react with his Gudra. I put that clown to sleep. After setting up the sticky weapon, and then on the switch out to his Crawdon, I set up the stealth rocks. So now I gotta switch out. I'm contemplating putting Encore on this thing just so that something doesn't come in on the Smeargle and like set up on me. Like for instance, this Crawdon set up the Dragon Dance. I was thinking that he would want to go for the knockoff, hence my switch on to the Mawile, because my Mawile is my Mega Evolution. And speaking of freaking Mega Evolutions, I have not used one in a long period of time. I mean, honestly, it's the first clown that actually made me want to use a Mega Evolution again. So I'm like, I'm not having it, son. I'm about to destroy you, son. Clean cut KO, but not really, because he survives with a Focus Sash and then gets up another DD, predicting my Sucker Punch. And I'm like, you know, what am I doing? Let me just go straight out to my boy Garchomp. I do have the Ruskin. He's gonna go for the Aqua Jet again, and he's gonna hurt himself with the Ruskin. Out of there, Crawdon. You gone. Plus some Choice Scarf, baby. I can lock myself onto a move right now, except that this clown brings in the Donphan, so that kind of scares me a little bit, because he can actually go for either a Rapid Spin and or a Ice Shard. And he goes for the Ice Shard on my switch into Aegislash, and he can actually spin away my entry hazards. Hence my hasty switch out into Aegislash. I'm just going to respond back with a Shadow Ball, hitting his incoming Genesect with the Shadow Ball. And in this case scenario, I kind of wish that I had my Tyranitar, because I kind of feel that he was going to go for the Flamethrower. As much as I do want a King Shield, it would be a little bit too obvious after I hit him with the Shadow Ball to go for the King Shield, so I just made a hasty switch right into my Garchomp on his Flamethrower, which is great. And I was like, you know something, like I said before, I really wish I had Tyranitar, so he'd be like locked on the Flamethrower. I could just like pursuit it after I hit it with the Shadow Ball. That would be a 2-hit KO coming from 2 different Pokemon. So now in comes this Donphan again. I'm just gonna go for Earthquake. Earthquake is the most universal thing I could do at the moment, because everything takes super effective damage, if not a significant amount of damage coming from Garchomp's Earthquake. As soon as I get this Donphan out of the way, I'll be good money. So I'm just gonna go into Aegislash, even though my mind told my body to go into Suicune, but my body didn't reciprocate the exact command that my mind just gave my body to do, if you guys caught that. So I kind of wanted to go for the Suicune to just go for a double switch, because I knew you wouldn't understand, hypothetically speaking, that I was switching the Suicune on the Donphan with the Donphan. So I went out into Aegislash knowing that Aegislash can actually take an Earthquake, and just in case he happened to go for the Rapid Spin, that's my biggest concern, for him going for the Rapid Spin. But at the same time, it helps that I'm not making these switches, because it makes it look like I'm a noob. I really look like I'm a noob. Like for instance, this Greninja comes in. Why would you switch in Greninja on this Suicune unless you have the Grass Knot? I know you have Grass Knot, so I can actually switch out into my Smeargle to use Smeargle as Death Fodder, but there's a significance of me staying in. Anyway, go for the Calm Mind, so I'm just gonna act like I'm a little bit surprised, which is cool, you know, go for the Calm Mind again, and then switch out into Smeargle, which would play a huge role, and you guys will see what I'm talking about a little later on, as to why me playing so straightforward helped out so much in the long run. So like I said before, Smeargle is going to come into play, and he's going to just immediately die from the Grass Knot. I'm just going to bring my boy Garchomp. Now, since I have Garchomp in play, it's more ideal, since he's a Grass type, for me not to go for the Earthquake here. So because I decided to go for the Earthquake here, he's not going to go for the Ice Shard. And because that happens, and because I've been playing so straightforward, it's ideal for me to just want to switch out right here and now. And because of that, I stay in and go for a secondary Earthquake and knock this Donphan out, which in turn means that he's not able to Rapid Spin away my entry hazards, which also means that now my Choice Scarf Garchomp will outspeed everything on his party. That was crucial. If you guys caught that, say something, you know. So just in case he happened to happen to Extreme Speed, I want to go into Weezing just to be sure, you know, I want to be sure, extra sure. But it turns out that he's not. He locks himself into Ice Beam, so I'm kind of confident that it's just a Choice Scarf special attacking variant that his Genesect turns out to be. I'm just going to retaliate back with the Earthquake, knocking his Genesect out of the way, and then in comes left over his Terrakion. Terrakion's not going to be able to outspeed me anyway, and even if he decides to go for the Choice Band Quick Attack, it is not going to be enough to kill my spread, because I do have some HP investments on my Garchomp. Garchomp is going to knock out the Terrakion with the Earthquake. In comes this Greninja. Greninja's going to be knocked out as well. There's nothing that you can do at this point, man. I told you I was going to claim my victory again. Thanks to you, my gamer spirit has been well over activated, and now you're the first person that I'm going to take it out on. And his leftover last Pokemon is Goodra, so that means that I can switch out my Garchomp, reset it to go for the Outrage, but just in case he does happen to wake up this turn, I'm just going to go into my Mawile, and he goes for the Dragon type attack, which is great. I go for the Play Rough, miss, he retaliates back with the Flamethrower. That's all in vain because, as you guys know, Garchomp is waiting in the wings, and I'm just going to retaliate back with the Outrage. As outrageous as I felt when you first defeated me, how ironic that I'm able to outrage back to you and claim my victory over you. Great game, I definitely had a lot of fun. Peace, what you doing?